Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to another episode of Realty Check. We are glad you could join us today. And as always, this is a place where you tend to really deep dive, get under the skin of real estate. We don't spare anything. We don't leave any stone unturned. We love to keep the fluff out and stuff in. You know how we operate. We want to thank you for your subscribership. If you haven't subscribed already, you're joining it for the first time, make sure that you hit that bell button and be a part of this exciting journey. We've had some special guests who've joined our conversations, made it insightful and meaningful. And I'm sure you've gleaned a lot from these conversations. And that's exactly the reason why Realty Check exists. We want you to continue benefiting from this channel. Today, to deepen our conversation, I have Kunal Shah. Now, I'm going to leave a bit of that introduction to the gentleman himself, but he comes with a nice, in-depth, rich experience in real estate in two parts of the world, from the Indian subcontinent and here in the Middle East, based out of Dubai. And we're going to hear right hand from him. And today we're going to be diving a bit into the numbers, the stats, what the markets actually point to. We will ask Kunal to kind of shine his crystal ball and tell us what Dubai's real estate future is going to look like. With that, warm welcome to Realty Check.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Likewise here. Thank you so much for the opportunity to actually have me here on board, and love to see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful because we want to keep it, as I was mentioning, organic. And when people come with these depth of experience, they bring a lot to the table. And I hopefully want to keep that conversation that way today as well. Sure. And as Ishfaq just pointed out, you could be a gentleman who can add a lot of value to a conversation. So let's get on with it. Sure. Why don't you tell us a little about your real estate journey? You've been in it for 15 years.
Yeah.
Give us a glimpse of who you are.
Yeah.
Let's start from there.
Sure. So, this would be my 15th year in real estate.
Right.
It started way back in 2010, right, fresh from campus recruitment.
Right.
The very first company that I had joined was Tata Housing through campus.
Right.
And with zero knowledge in terms of, what was real estate all about.
Right.
But the first job that we did, we spent almost like about 5 or 6 years in real estate sales.
Right.
That's when the journey started, and that's when the love started, the passion started for real estate, because we started to get to know in terms of the nuances, the markets at that point of time. Plus, I spent a lot of time in various multiple projects across Tata Housing and various locations.
Yeah, I mean, the word housing obviously residential.
Purely residential. So this was all residential. In fact, my first posting, I don't know whether you know of a place in India which is called as Lonavala.
Lonavala, of course, yes.
So that's
where you began.
Yeah, so that's where it was very unique for people to know in terms of, how do you start your career from.
Lonavala.
But for me, it was Lonavala. So we started doing, these villas, high-end villas, and, some of the clientele that we met there, the who's who of the entire industry.
Yeah.
So that's where it started too. And then I shifted to Bombay, I shifted to Ahmedabad. Did some on and off work in Bangalore. So got to know, various places. I think that's what kept us still interested in terms
rooted in real estate.
Yeah. Right. So that's when the journey started. And then I did that for like about 5 or 6 years.
Right.
Then shifted to Mahindra Life Spaces, which is again one of the big names back in
it is certainly a big name, yes.
I did them. I used to head sales for Bombay region for them for 2 years.
Right.
And then
you were selling real estate in Bombay or based out of Bombay?
In Bombay, but at the same time, I had another holiday project which was in Alibag.
Right.
So, anybody could ask for, all of these locations, Lonavala and all of those. So,
desire to be there.
Yeah, so I've done all of that. But primarily I used to sell Bombay projects.
Right.
Did that for 2 years. And then I got the opportunity to be with another Pune-based real estate developer called as Kolte Patil.
Right.
So I started.
It's a very big name now.
Yeah. It's. I think not a lot of people know, but it's one of the few, listed real estate companies in India.
In India.
And then they come from a very strong family background.
Right.
So there's a lot of impetus on values and all of those things.
The family ties is
absolutely. And
built into
it's still one of the companies who still managed internally by family.
Right.
So started that journey. The different thing that I was doing there was that I was heading the NRI sales.
Oh, right.
So got to travel, which is I think another passion of mine.
Right.
So we got to go to locations and various road shows that we used to do.
Right.
So whether it was UK, whether it was US, Australia, and all
So you
of
get
those
to
places.
travel as well. So you built a nice clientele.
Yeah. And
That
plus I got to know
lends-
the other perspective as well. So
Right, yeah,
earlier we
different
were dealing with
markets.
only Indian clients.
Yeah.
Then we
Yeah.
got to know about the NRIs. So
Right.
they are in terms of choices or their
Are they
requirements.
diversely different from
They
how-
are. They are.
They are.
So the thinking is different in terms of
Yeah.
for somebody back in India, it could be purely a decision based on numbers.
Right.
But for an NRI, it could be on the basis of a notional value.
Right.
Or probably triggered by an emotional value.
Yeah, it could
so
be
they want to
completely-
buy something
yeah,
which is
yeah.
close to home.
Right.
So different clients, and I think that is what has kept me, going on for so long.
Right, brilliant. Which is good to know. I mean, you have now a breadth of experience, not just in terms of travel. You've worked with NRIs with different, mindsets of people, especially your clients investing. And what you said, you got these emotional hot buttons that, definitely being an Indian, I know we would love to press those buttons when it comes to your choice of buying a home. Dubai, where does that story begin for you? I mean, tell us a little about your independent establishment into real estate in Dubai. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. So we started off in 2021 is when I shifted bag and baggage to Dubai
Right.
without any job or any kind of thing. But, I come from a family background which is Gujaratis.
Right.
So, it's these guys are known to, be some sort of an entrepreneurial mindset.
In the DNA.
So,
In the DNA.
yeah, I mean, so, I always wanted to do something of my own.
Right.
And
Nice.
by that time, I had almost a decade of experience. And
Right.
then I was just on the lookout in terms of, what's next. Because I had done multiple locations, I had done
Right.
multiple clients.
Right.
So I was just looking for that, itch in terms of what's next. And then that's when, I got in touch with people like Ishfaq and all of these guys who were already here in Dubai. I just discussed all of these plans with them.
Right.
These guys were more than helpful, to give an insight in terms
Right.
of, how the entire journey could be. And, just took 2 bags and hopped on to the flight to Dubai.
Right. But you pinned yourself into Dubai. Why Dubai is a specific choice? I mean, what's the motivation there?
Yeah, I mean, from a work-wise, I already had certain background
Yeah.
with dealing, with regards to the clients that I was already
NRIs
managing
based out of
on.
here. Right.
So we already had a small customer base.
Base.
I could understand in terms of, what they wanted to, kind of think about and what they wanted. Plus, secondly, when we were dealing with Indian properties, we were only dealing with either Indians or NRIs or PIOs.
Right.
But in Dubai, the exciting part was that, you're dealing with the entire globe as your customer base.
It's easier as a global hub to reach out.
Yeah. It's easier. Plus, at the same time, it increases your knowledge base by 10x.
Right.
In terms of, by the time we came here, we didn't know, what a French client wanted here in Dubai.
Right.
Or probably,
Right.
somebody
Right.
else who was there in the UK wanted
Yeah.
there.
It's
So-
become a very scalable model, right? Very quickly you get to know
Absolutely.
international mindsets.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's very special about Dubai when it lends itself to such a global outlook today.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a city by choice for many investors
100%.
worldwide. And we're seeing such seismic shift of trends of people investing into Dubai as well. But that brings me into the next topic. I want to talk about this. Evolved. We've seen the real estate landscape kind of evolve to where it is today.
Yeah.
And if you look back, hindsight 2002, opening up of the freehold, the whole norm of freehold, and then moving down to 2008, the whole cataclysm.
The one time that didn't want to
We don't want to look back. Yes, people left their cars in the airport. We know that story. From there to the phenomenal meteoric rise and establishment of real estate being a massive GDP contributor to Dubai.
Yeah.
What do you reckon are the reasons for Dubai to get that chemistry right?
Yeah. I think their strong foundation is with regards to the authorities taking the right decision at the right time.
Right.
So probably all of those decisions, right from converting the leasehold properties into freehold, or starting off all of these golden visas and all of these things, or all the initiatives that the authorities have taken.
Right.
I think the 2008, 2007 time, and probably I think one more journey after that.
The 13.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the government authorities, they took cognizance of the fact that these were our shortcomings. In terms of it was very easy for money to come in, but
Yeah.
it was difficult for people to come here and do something.
Yeah.
So rather than just working on real estate, I think these guys started working on the secondary aspects in terms of, that would fuel the real estate eventually.
Right.
And I think that was one of the major steps that these guys took.
Right.
So, a common question that a lot of clients ask us that, whether is this entire thing a bubble? But actually, in case if you see, as compared to 2007 and the next journey
Yeah.
after that, I think it's more organic this time around.
Right.
Wherein, it's not only with regards to the people wanting to just push their money into Dubai, but you've seen the trend that, there are so many people wanting to come here and do something of their own.
Correct. They're calling Dubai home now.
Absolutely. So I think that is something which is fueling growth to, not only
More
real
organic
estate,
growth.
but the other,
Yeah.
industries in
Very poignant
Dubai.
point that you just mentioned. When you did have a trend where people would love to look at Dubai as a hop stop place, an option to invest,
Yeah.
dabble a bit and head back home.
Yeah.
That's my safety cocoon. The question is, what do you think are the predominant reasons? Vision leadership is one of them for sure. Has given Dubai the edge for people to today come and confidently set up their business, live in Dubai.
Yeah.
I mean, trends are also showing that your one bedroom is used to kind of go off the shelf before we launch.
Yeah.
I got 2 and 3 beds kind of going off the shelf before they launch.
Yeah.
What has been that primary fundamental change that Dubai has become the magnet that it is?
I think it has to do, again, you need to give the authorities a lot of, cognizance, because they have tried to create an ecosystem
Yeah.
which is, so seamless for people.
Yeah.
So not only with regards to people wanting to buy real estate,
Yeah.
not only with, people wanting to come here and invest, but also with regards to, coming here and starting their own, business.
Yeah.
For example, for me, it was a journey which lasted only 3 days with a single window operation. So that's how easy. Dubai is. And then, eventually, at a later point of time, Dubai spoils you.
Yeah.
Because then when you go back home or some other places, the entire complexity with regards to doing business, getting into a job or all
Yeah.
of those things
Correct.
is something that you're not used to anymore
Yeah,
when you've
correct.
already dealt with, Dubai.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I think that, again,
Has really
the
helped.
authorities is someone who's, kind of taken all of this, information and then put that into a system, and then they have created a very robust ecosystem for people to actually, perform and flourish in.
Right, right. Like what you said, it's become plug and play. It's a lot more easier for
Absolutely.
someone to just come in with your bags packed
Yeah.
and just plug and play into business.
Yeah.
Even the digital nomad visa
Yeah.
that Dubai introduced,
Absolutely.
that's a segment that people never thought of, but suddenly it's just thrived.
Absolutely.
Dubai has become a hot destination for people to come in,
Yeah.
live for a few months,
Absolutely.
and then just invest into properties, get that earnings and fly out.
And it's not only real estate. I mean, if you see, it's benefited the other industries as well. Fintech, for example, is
Has
doing
shot
very well.
off. Yes, it's really
So,
gotten off the
people
curve.
who are dealing in crypto for that
Yeah,
matter,
yeah.
people now who are into digital, the space after all of these visas coming through.
Correct.
So I think, these are the other secondary factors which are actually contributing,
Spun off from here.
to the real estate, story that we see at this moment of time.
Right. Luxury segment. Dubai, is the branded capital of the world today. I mean,
Absolutely.
hands down, they have pipped the Miamis and all the big boys. Where do you see the luxury segment going from here? Is that still going to be a very niche segment?
Yeah.
Is it going to get any nicher than it already is?
Yeah.
But
No,
people are talking about it. So
Yeah.
what's your take?
No, I think it will be probably, nicher in times to come.
Yeah.
Is what I feel, because in case if you see all of the numbers for the last year or even for these 3 or 4 months that have come in, it's very difficult to get hold of any luxury units or any inventory during any launches with any of the developers at this moment of time.
Right.
So that possibly gives you an idea in terms of how much is the demand for a perfect product or
Right.
a good executed product.
Right.
Doesn't matter even in case if it's in a luxury segment.
Right.
So I feel that there's still, because we do a lot of active road shows outside.
Yeah.
Whether it's Australia, whether it's Singapore, whether it's UK or the
Yeah,
US,
yeah.
we've had clients come and speak in terms of very specific requirements in terms of what they would want.
But what are they? I mean, just curiosity kills the cat. What are those kind of things that they ask for, especially in the luxury segment?
Yeah.
I know their demands are very, very specific.
Yeah.
But what are some of those demands that our other segments don't cater to?
No, so except for whatever the brands and all of these
That's one aspect,
associations that are
definitely,
there,
yeah.
so that's the starting point in terms of
Right.
their journey.
Right.
A lot of focus is also on customization of homes.
Right. How bespoke can they
How
be?
bespoke can it be?
Right.
Locations. would also
Oh,
matter,
yeah, that's a
because
big aspect.
for all of these guys wanting to put in that much amount of money is going to be a key decision maker.
Right.
Plus, I think
Right.
what also kind of favors Dubai is that the same product that you might have in Dubai for that specific price point,
Yeah.
if you see a similar product in probably the US would
Yeah.
be 3 or 4 times
4 times more dearer. I
expensive.
mean, yeah, three, 4 times at least.
Absolutely. So
Well, that's an important aspect. When you said location, I realized that there are some specific spots in Dubai
Yep.
that lend itself to being the luxury spots
Yeah.
for residential investments, especially high end.
yeah.
Which ones do you think really fit that bill in Dubai? Which are the areas that people should look for?
I think you already have established places like either the downtown or the marina and all of these
Yeah.
places. But now I think a lot of focus, for example, has come into places either like the Creek Harbor, Maritime City, for example.
Right, that's a big one.
So that's another
Right.
example in
Right.
terms of how that location would play. A lot of places that are closer to JLT
Right.
as the area. But not only the location, but also with regards to what the developers are trying to create in, as a product, independent of, whatever the location that they build in.
Right. But that
Uh,
also boils down to the developer credibility and reputation as
Absolutely, absolutely. That's, I think, the number one, kind of reassurance that
Right.
anybody who's especially outside of Dubai would want to,
Right.
kind of look into in terms
Right.
of, what's the heritage
Yeah.
of the developers, for how long have they been.
Correct.
Because if they're wanting to put in that kind of money, obviously
Yeah.
they would want to be invested with someone who's
So the partner who
already
can deliver.
done the same thing again and
who's
again.
got a bit of history of
Absolutely.
having done it.
So-
Right. And again, I also understand that that premium segments like your seaside living.
Yep.
And I also see there's a new segment of wellness that is coming in now. People are very keen about wellness, so the amenities and so choice between green and waterside.
Yep.
Where's Dubai drifting?
I think
We
so.
don't have much of waterside, do we?
No, so I mean, obviously, the water side, will be limited always
Yeah,
with
yeah.
regards to how Dubai is
Yeah,
placed.
correct,
But I think that's where a lot of developers are becoming innovative with regards to the Mac Islands, for example,
Right. Yes.
as a product in case of
Creating
sea,
that
or even
ecosystem.
Riverside for that matter.
Oh,
So
yeah,
creating
absolutely.
absolutely something out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But what I've seen is that a lot of these clients would want a community sense or a living, or at least the place which offers you all of these amenities at the end of the day, because now there's a lot of focus on your mental wellness, your kind of healthy living,
Yeah.
and all of those sorts. That's where, because your home is going to be a place where you're going to be spending the maximum amount of time
Correct.
outside of office areas.
Correct.
So that's why you kind of need to create a small oasis for yourself.
Correct.
So that's the reason why clients are all mostly are on the lookout in terms of in case if there's a safer space
Right.
like this. But again, I think a lot of kudos to developers who are trying to create
Yeah.
park theme projects or
Right.
water theme projects,
Yes, correct,
absolutely
yeah.
out of nothing in actually in
Yeah,
Dubai.
and then still keep that community feel going. I mean that vibe, that whole tapestry of community and waterside coming together.
Yeah.
That's been, I think, some of these trends that Damak said started from lagoons.
Absolutely.
And we kind of really mastered that art and took it into areas of the communities as well.
And as you know that, in case if all of these things can happen somewhere, it's basically Dubai.
Yeah, certainly, yes. I mean, the bold,
Absolutely.
audacious imagination that Dubai has.
No, but not only the imagination, but also with regards to people having that kind of execution skills to actually
Yeah,
kind of
capability as well.
to do that.
Regulatory changes. Are you seeing any regulatory aspects that one should take cognizance of in the next forthcoming years?
I don't see major changes happening as far as the regulation is concerned, because the authorities have made a lot of changes coming to this particular year to
Right.
actually make the entire
Right.
real estate buying or even the market more seamless.
Yeah.
A couple of these examples were the introduction of the Smart RERA index
Right.
in favor of both, whether it's the tenants or even the owners.
Owners, yes.
So all of these certain initiatives have already been taken, which has made real estate buying as a process very seamless in Dubai.
Absolutely.
It's as good as going ahead and buying something off your
Yeah.
Amazon
It's as
card.
easy as that.
It's
You're
as
right,
easy
absolutely
as,
right. But I think
that.
even the tokenization game that's
Yeah.
now taken off, Crypto Mint being the most exclusive tokenized entity now with DLD, where do you see that going? I mean, we've got blockchain, the whole tech is sitting on blockchain now.
Yeah.
And I was even hearing, I mean, these are all from the Great Point, obviously. I can't put a number to it. I hear that even transactions, real estate transactions, buying, selling, will soon be powered by blockchain tech.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, surprisingly, I came across one of these Ijari documents a couple of days back,
Right.
wherein somebody has purchased something in Business Bay through the tokenization process. So that's
Wow.
already started.
It's already on.
So, that was a
on.
document which came through, DLD for one of the projects again in Business Bay.
Title deed.
So,
proper.
title deed, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Brilliant.
I think that's where the future, goes because, earlier you were talking about, single owners coming into mix. And then, a lot of their own specific requirements with regards to, what these guys would eventually want and then buy
Right,
into.
right.
But now suddenly there's a concept of, fractional ownership into the mix.
Multiple owners.
And I could understand that, this process would have been slightly difficult from a legal standpoint perspective in
Right.
either markets like India or some other
Yeah,
places.
absolutely.
But in case if there's any place to start off this without any hassle, that
And
would have been
seamlessly.
Dubai.
Absolutely.
So that's where I see, the next step happening and, it's already started.
Yeah.
The good point would be to, not only look at this, in the segment wherein, these are all affordable homes or something of those sorts. But I think we need to see in terms of, how it will escalate to even the luxury
The super luxury
products and
segment.
the super luxury segments
Right,
of that.
okay. But in terms of broking as a business, and you've been in this business, real estate, for 15 years, broking this firm about 4 years. Tell us a little about where you see Brickhouse going in the future. Are you going to remain just a real estate broker? Do you have a plan for being a boutique broker? What's the strategy for the next couple of years at least?
So we started young, as you might have seen. We just started 4 years back.
Yeah.
But we purposely want to limit ourselves to a specific number as far as our growth journey is concerned.
Right.
We don't want to be one of those teams who has 100, 200, 300, 400 people.
Right.
Because the reason why, I started Brickhouse was, with one point that, we should be able to add value to all of our clients and stakeholders.
Right.
So I don't see, growing to that level wherein, you can't give individual clients what they
The
would
attention they
need.
deserve,
Yeah.
especially when they're investing into real estate.
Because, mostly the people that we've been talking to, most of these guys are based outside of Dubai. So
Right.
they need that kind of hand-holding
Attention.
here in Dubai. And a lot of people that we speak to, it's firstly the confidence that they buy or the experience that we have, they buy on that.
Right.
The product becomes secondary.
Correct.
So
Experience
it's
itself.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's a moral obligation in terms of, to deal with the right product, to deal with the right developers. So our focus, even from a growth journey, is to reach that level wherein we still maintain that kind of, individual attention that we give to all of our clients.
Right.
But at the same time, we bring some kind of value addition into their entire journey of buying, properties here in Dubai.
Right.
So that's where that's the space that we want to be in. Yeah. So we want to create smaller, impacts in terms of, all our customer journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All our developers, all our stakeholders. We want to create those smaller, however small that they may be.
Right.
But, we want to create those kind of smaller impacts with all
I
of
think
our
it's more
stakeholders.
focused, specialized attention. And how many members do you have in your team right now? How
So
big is your
currently
team?
we are about 12 people
Lovely.
in the last 3 years that we started.
Lovely.
And as I said, we don't want to be more than, say, about 30 or 40 people.
Right.
That's our...
Which is
end
good
goal.
to know, because I know that there are these Mammotheans, 100, 200, in some cases even 400, 500 agents working for an agency. And then you kind of spread it out too thin. Some of them have the wherewithal to manage, but you spread it out too thin. And they go out and reach in those 400 different ways. It just makes it even more challenging. But who are your clients right now? NRIs is one that you had mentioned.
Yeah. So all across, I mean, not only NRIs, but since I had, dealt in India as well.
Right.
So a lot of our buyers are from India.
Right.
But
That
then,
helps.
Yeah. And then, as I said, we do active roadshows across the globe.
Lovely.
In case if you see, for the last 5 months, we've been to places like Singapore, we've been to Australia, we've been to the US,
Okay.
we've been to the UK. So most of these client base has been from there.
Right.
And then obviously some local clients because
Right.
obviously we started 3-4 years back here in Dubai. So
Right.
we knew some people back from there. So it's a mixed kind of customer segmentation for us.
Right.
But predominantly for us, I think 70% of our client base would be typically Indians.
Indians, resident Indians. Okay. Now, I mean, we have the usual suspects. You have the Indians who are definitely buying into it. We know about 28 to 30% are Indian buyers. And you've got the UK, you've got Pakistanis buying in. We also see trends of Americans investing into Dubai. Any new markets that you see warming up to Dubai in your recent tours and entourage? Are you seeing any new markets warming up?
Last time that we had discussed something on the drawing board, and I've personally not gone and actually checked something.
Right.
But a lot of people are saying that Taiwan is started
really?
doing well.
Nice.
For Dubai.
Nice.
And then even Australia, for that matter, as a place, it was a little far off from Dubai from a
Right.
geography perspective.
Yes.
But
People are not shying away from investing anymore.
But then for the last couple of years, I think Australia was a new entrant
Entry,
to
yeah.
the entire entourage of Dubai and stuff like that. So I
Right.
think these 2-3 places have come through.
Right.
As a normal conversation that we might
Right.
have within the teams.
Right, brilliant. But I think that's very insightful discussion around the real estate landscape in Dubai. Also to kind of give confidence to people who may want to make a decision to invest into Dubai.
Absolutely.
And it's always good to hear from people who are engaged on the ground like yourself. Fitch report.
Yep.
Let's whip up some cream now.
Sure.
I know it's been there.
Yeah.
We saw them saying, well, it's a very modest correction of 15% that they're saying. I mean, how impactful is that 15%? I mean, the report it's not alarming.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't find anything alarming in the
Yeah.
report.
Yeah.
It seems to be, I think, a very required correction for Dubai market. What's your take on
Yeah.
that?
No, so I mean, I agree with the point that it's not alarming, especially coming in from a client perspective and being able to speak to clients on an on and off basis. I don't think that correction of 15 or even that matter 18-20% would create that much of an impact. All of the investors, all of the buyers are smart enough today. With a lot of relevant information themselves,
Right.
with regards to how the market and everything has been performing. So somebody who's wanting to take that call obviously will not only look at one side of the entire report, but will also look at certain kind of numbers,
Right.
certain kind of performances that is happening. One stat that I came across in terms of the total number of sales within the first 5 months of the last year and within the first 5 months of this year. It wouldn't have grown considerably.
It's still a record.
Absolutely, yeah. So that wouldn't have grown unless and until you had some organic logic to why the entire market has been performing.
Right, right.
And as I said that the client today is very well informed. He's very well thorough. He's very well researched.
Right.
With regards to
Yeah.
how the market would be, what are the kind of products that he's looking at, what are
Right.
the kind of locations that he's looking at.
Right.
So I don't see that much of an impact.
Right.
But even if the correction comes, I think as we all agree that this is something that I think the market needed,
Right.
so that people could again put themselves against the drawing boards, think for themselves in terms of what is exactly correct before they actually
Take
take
the monies out.
the monies out, or even with regards to investing money without actually seeing anything, and just people saying that buy this, buy
Right,
that.
right.
So I think that is needed for the market to actually go back again to its drawing board.
Right.
Think in terms of what could be your specific requirements, what are the
right.
products that'll be fitting into your scheme of things,
Right.
and then still go ahead and do those transactions.
Right. But I think it's also signs of a market that's kind of maturing itself, right? Where that wave of speculative buying will also more or less get regularized.
Absolutely.
Which is good, I think.
Yeah. Which is
drives up.
that's what I said. Which is
Yeah.
which is good because that helps the market to grow organically.
Right,
Again,
absolutely.
Rather than
Absolutely.
transactions happening just left, right,
Absolutely.
center without people even coming to see what are they getting into. So at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, you don't want to create that much of a situation so that everything can go south from there.
Right,
You
right.
need more clients to come into Dubai with their own research
Right.
and all of those things, so that the entire thing is more regulated in a sense.
Right, right. What's your take on the supply position? Because I hear reports of your 2024 saw about 90,000 units coming into the market. which is fairly well absorbed by the population and the increase in population that we saw.
Absolutely.
However, 2025 sees 120,000 coming in.
Yep.
And by 26, we're going to see 210,000 units coming in.
Yep.
That's like 16% more than what we saw 2024.
2024.
Now, the question people ask is, our population increases at about 5%. That's the pace that we see population increasing. But you already have a supply position of 16% more.
Yep.
Will that not place us in a position where the supply is going to be literally outstripping your demand and therefore slowing down the real estate business? What's your take on that?
No, so obviously it will create certain kind of situation wherein, again, going back to the earlier question that people would be now looking at these stats back home,
Right.
and then now currently they would be doing their homework in terms of what products, what developers,
And pick them, right?
So this will help them to actually pick something better in the market. But even at that particular point of time, I don't think a good project by a good developer in a good location
Will not sell. It
will
will sell.
not sell. Not only in the initial off-plan launches, but also with regards to your secondary launches.
Right.
So because for an
Right.
investor, it's very important that the price that you get into, and then obviously you need to be in the market at that particular point of time to actually sell it at a profit.
Right.
So again, irrespective of the number of units coming through, I think the first and foremost question to all the clients at this moment of time is to do a proper, thorough research, to be invested with good, kind of developers, to
Right.
be invested
There
in
we go.
good this thing,
Yeah.
so that you don't face the situation that it might face back
Right.
probably by 2026
Right,
or
right.
2028 for that matter.
But it certainly is giving more arm and strength to a buyer,
Yeah.
right? I mean, shifting from the seller's paradise, literally, that we saw in 2024,
Yeah.
which is brilliant. I mean, Touchwood has been a brilliant year. 2025 has still been promising.
Yeah.
Do you see, therefore, more investors wanting to come and invest in Dubai, or will it be the opposite? Because what I see is more power and strength in the hands of the buyer when you have that kind of a position of supply.
Yeah.
Where do you see that going now?
No, so I think there will be more people coming into the investment, but I think the second step after this in their entire journey would be that these guys would also explore to actually shift their businesses to Dubai, or shift their families into Dubai.
Right.
Eventually over a period of time. So that's something that I see as the next step happening from here.
Right. Okay. Well, that's brilliant. The smart rental index. You also mentioned about the use of AI technology and things like
Yeah.
that. Where's Brick Homes going with tech stack? I mean, do you have any plans to be investing into AI or tech stack? I see the whole world talking about it.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? I mean, as a broker, just your perspective.
No, see, from an initiative perspective, it's really nice to look at. You see these AI agents talk,
I
to
just saw
clients
some
and
of them.
stuff like that.
Stunning.
But that's not something that Brickhouse has built its foundation on.
Right.
Because as you know, especially for Indian clients, buying property is always an emotional decision,
Right.
which you can't leave it on probably the AI or the bot to kind of factor into. So as a agency, you need to figure out in terms of what would be certain apps or certain AI techniques that would help you in a certain manner to reach out to the client a little more better.
Right.
Or to do certain
Right.
smaller things in a better manner
Right.
on an everyday basis.
Right.
But obviously you can't take out the human element
Out of it completely, especially with the Indian community. I'm sure that we bond that way. Just to kind of wrap up the whole discussion, bring it to a conclusion, a proper logical conclusion. You've obviously been partnering with DAMAC, and DAMAC obviously partnering with you as well in Brick Homes. How has this partnership really helped you in the past 3.5 to 4 years? Keeping Ishfaq out of it for the time being, because I know he's a big part of the whole business journey. But how has DAMAC contributed? How's his relationship flourished or thrived?
I mean, so there's a major, how do you say, a pie of business that we do with DAMAC. But also there's a, reason to it in terms of, I don't think with the kind of support system that, DAMAC has offered to us,
Right.
especially the newer agencies.
Right.
Whether it was, training of our agents, whether it was, the service team at the back end dealing
Right.
on and off, basis with regards to all of our everyday work,
Right.
getting the projects and everything trained onto. I think that was very important for a newer agency like us to build our foundation
Right.
on.
Right.
Because I think similar to our journey, I think a lot of people who would be newly starting,
Right.
you would need somebody to kind of give you that direction,
Correct.
or probably
Which is
handhold you at that point
Yes.
of time.
Yes.
And it could be anything. It could be just from a sales angle. It could be something from a sales admin perspective.
Right.
It could be just pure training and development.
Right.
But that is one experience, hands down,
Right.
that we've got from Damak, which we've probably not been on a similar journey with some other developers.
Right. Okay.
But that is something which has helped us to probably sell more of Damak
Right.
from a commercial perspective.
Right. Got it.
But
Right.
that's also helped us to create that entire army of agents who are now entirely ready to deal with
Damak.
any sort of queries that a client might have.
Yeah.
Not only with regards to Damak projects, but just their entire Dubai real estate market.
True. But especially from a training point of view, I do realize that Damak is very heavily invested,
Yeah.
especially with the broking community.
Yeah.
And I'm yet to see a developer who understands that that's the relationship that as a developer we want to build with the larger market. And brokers contribute 75 to 80% of our business even now. So it's a big chunk of business.
I mean, even your example of the Damak Academy, for example.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of other people
We
doing
don't.
that.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Kunal, I mean, first of all, thank you for joining me here today. Sure. And I think I've had a very intelligent conversation today, because I do have a lot of guests who come on the show, and they bring in such beautiful insights. And I think you also brought your fair share of what are perhaps our clients and a lot of these brokers as well, aspirational brokers who are there, who tune into our channel. I want to wish you the very best for the rest of the year.
Thank you so much.
Even before the 6 months, the next quarter as well. And I'm hoping that you will have many more contracts to ink.
Thank you so
many
much.
more clients to serve, and may Dubai continue to lend itself
Thank you so
as
much.
a blessed destination for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this.